Welcome back, Sports Talk is McKinney fans, and we are live on the road this week in Starkville, Mississippi on the campus of the Mississippi State Bulldogs as the Arkansas Razorbacks right now are taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. And, Mike, right now they're down 33-32 at half. It's been a rough first half for the Razorbacks, Mike.
It came out really slow, just not hitting on really any cylinders. Portis has had a difficult first half, Dave.
Yeah, Portis is really struggling, Mike. He's 0 out of 5 from the field. He's only played 12 minutes, has 1 point and 4 rebounds. Portis did come into the game a little bit under the weather, Mike, and it seems like he's really struggling. And with him struggling, Mike, Mississippi State is leading the game, and I think it's going to be a tight game down to the wire unless Portis can get going in this second half.
And we figure that he will get it going. He'll get into the locker room. Portis is not one to finish a game with 1 point. You got to figure he's going to come out and he's going to establish himself. Kingsley's done a good job inside. Tough getting points inside for Mississippi State, especially as they hit that cold spell down the stretch. But they were shooting over 50% until the Razorbacks half-court defense sort of settled in on them and forced them into some bad shots and, some blocks, including that epic Kingsley block about 3/4 of the way down the court.
That Kingsley block, it actually, I don't know, it made me think of Karch Karai in the 80s playing for volleyball for the United States, because it wasn't a block, it was a spike. He knocked that ball about 80 feet down the court. It was an epic block, but yeah, Mississippi State was shooting over 50% until they missed their last 7 shots here in the first half. Right now their field goal percentage is currently, I think they're at 45% right now, Mike, but I think where Mississippi State is hurting us is they're just defeating us on the boards right now with Portis being out of the game. Right now they're leading on rebounds 23-16 and dominating in paints in the point. And that's where they've done most of their damage against the Razorbacks. But despite struggling, right now the Hogs only down 1 point going into the second half in this trap game that could affect where Arkansas goes into the NCAA, Mike.
Yeah, right now, on ESPN, the Hogs are slated as a 5 or a 6 seed heading into the draft. Don't want to lose one of these games. This is one of these games where they have good losses, good wins, bad losses. This would be under Arkansas's bad losses. And they're shooting 34% from the field. They're shooting 27% from 3-point range. Both of those are going to have to go up. We're going to bring down we'd like to see Mississippi State shooting in the 30% range. That's, one of Mike Anderson's goals. And if we're going to force all of these turnovers, we've forced 11 turnovers. Mississippi State has 11 turnovers, but Arkansas has 7. There needs to be greater separation, and we need to turn those turnovers into points if we're going to come back home. As we leave Starkville, Mississippi tonight, Dave, we want to come back home with the Razorbacks being 11-4 and in sole possession, and they're going to have to do some work.
Well, Mike, and we talked about the Razorbacks too, shooting only 34% from the field, just not finishing shots. They're getting a lot of really good looks, a lot of really good penetration, Mike, but they're just not finishing the shot. In the second half, you think the Hogs are going to have to come out and shoot better than that to have a chance to win. But that will be a long drive for Sports Talk is McKinney and the Arkansas Razorbacks if we have to come back with a loss, Mike. So hopefully this second half, the Hogs can take it up another notch. This is Sports Talk is McKinney, and we are live in Starkville. The Hogs coming back on the court now, getting ready to start the second half. So we'll catch everyone later at the end of the game and do a recap, and let's see if the Hogs can come back.